Are you looking to create a label for your product? If you are, then I want to give you some information that I've learned the hard way from developing my own products and my own labels and going through the whole process. When you're creating a label for a product, there's a lot of steps that goes into it, and it can seem kind of daunting in the beginning. What I want to do is kind of break it down for you so that you can write off, like, these are the big steps that I need to go through in order to create and have a label for my products. All right, so the first step is, when it comes to your product, what are you selling, and then where are you selling it? That's kind of a good first step to start with. So if you're selling a lotion or a beard balm online, your requirements are going to be a lot different than if you're selling something like a nutritional product or a supplement in stores. Like, your target is to sell it in a Whole Foods store or something like that. You're going to have a lot of different requirements depending on that. So there's a lot of education, self-education that goes into doing something like this. And so let's just start off with the idea of, first of all, where are you selling it? So if you're going to be selling it to a store, and let's say that you're selling a nutritional product, then what you would probably want to look at is, first of all, you're going to need a UPC code so that they can scan it. Any store that you go to, when you put groceries on the turntable or the belt, when they scan it, they're scanning the UPC code to enter that information into their computer, so that the computer automatically pulls up the price and the information about the item. So creating a UPC code can seem like overwhelming. In reality, it's actually super easy. So you can go to a website where you can create UPC codes. It's the GS1 is what you want to look for. And that'll take you to the place where you set up your company information, and then you can enter the information about the product. It'll automatically generate a UPC code for you. You can select the size. There's a little bit of a learning curve going through that process using their website. It's pretty technical and complicated, there's a lot of it that I don't understand, but the basic information that you need to get a UPC code on your product is relatively simple. It would probably take you 30 to 60 minutes to get it figured out and have a UPC code generated for your product. The other thing is, if you're selling a nutritional supplement or something of that nature, something that people consume, there's a lot of legal requirements by the FDA in order to be able to legally sell those products. So what you want to find out is, as far as like on the front label, what is legally required for you to put on there. If you're selling a CBD product, you have to have CBD on the front of the label. And there's a lot more regulations that kind of go in line with that, like how many are on there. And then on the back, you have to have the nutritional information, what a serving, what's in a serving, what size is the serving. And then, do you have to worry about any disclaimers that you have to put on there? Like, this product has not been evaluated by the FDA. It's not intended to treat, cure any disease. Like, there's those kind of things that end up on there. If you're selling something like beard balm, it's not something that people consume, then you can ignore everything I just said about all that stuff. Like, if you're selling a beard balm on your own website and you don't plan on taking it to a store, well, now almost all of the legal requirements and stuff that I just talked about, they're no longer there. You do not need a UPC code technically to sell that, because you're going to be packaging your own items and shipping them out the door. So that takes a big headache out of the equation. Okay, so the next step is, if you know what you're selling, and now if you need a UPC code or not, now you need to find out, what is the size of the product that you're selling. So are you selling something, that goes on a small can like this? Are you selling something, like a can of soda or a bottle of tincture or something like that? If that's going to depend or change the size of the label that you're going to put on there. Another thing to take into consideration when you're thinking about this is, if you're just starting, or if you have something like that already in place, is how are you going to apply the label? And that could play a role into the size of the label that you're going to do. Like, if you're doing wine bottles, well, you want to keep the size of the label manageable so that you can get it on there in an efficient manner, unless you have something like an auto labeler and a label applicator that you can put onto the bottle. So the next thing is design. So if you're doing label design, you want to decide Are you going to hire somebody like that? Do you have like a creative spirit where you can like dive into that type of work? Or are you going to find somebody like on Fiverr or one of those other places? So if you have the time and the ambition to create your own labels, you can use what I know and use is Adobe Illustrator and all the other Adobe products that come along with that. Illustrator is really the only one that's technically required to create a label. It does have a pretty steep learning curve. My guess is, depending on how intricate you're trying to get, you can create a pretty good looking label with, say, 4 to 5 hours of self learning. So watching YouTube videos specifically about what you're trying to do. I wouldn't try to take on the whole bite and like do like a Adobe Illustrator University type thing. It's just like, what specifically are you trying to accomplish on that label? And as you go through and start using it, you can get pretty proficient with it. Like I said, after some time and watching a few videos. If you're going to hire somebody, if you really want a super high quality label and that's important to you and your product that you're selling, then I would just lean towards hiring somebody to knock out that, as long as you have the capital required. If you don't have the capital, well, then your capital is time, and that's your investment into learning how to use Adobe Illustrator. So now, after you have decided on the product that you're selling, what are the requirements for the label that you have, you've decided if you're going to design it yourself or hire somebody. Now it's time to figure out, how are you going to print your labels. So there's a couple of options when it comes to that. One is, depending on your capital and like the amount of the product that you're going to sell and the quality of the label that you desire. If you want a super high quality label and you're hiring somebody to design it, then you're probably going to want to go with working with a label printing company that can really help knock this out pretty quick. One is, anything that you're going to get from the majority of the label printing companies is going to be a lot better than if you purchase your own label printer. And there's a lot of label companies that make it pretty easy to use. So a company that I've been using for a while is called Stark. I think it's STTARK. I believe that's right. And they make it pretty easy. So once you have your art file for the label, you just upload that in. If you have a few guidelines that you have to meet, like like how far the artwork expands out on the label. They call it like die lines and bleed lines, but they give you all the information that you need in order to make that happen and make it pretty simple. So you want to find a printer, or you can purchase, like this guy right here, you can purchase a printer for yourself and you can print your own labels. If you're going to print your own labels, you have the machine that you have to take care of. You have to purchase the ink. You have to purchase the actual like paper or label material that you're going to use for the products. And if you get something like this, it's not going to print super high quality labels for your products. Like, it's always going to look just a little bit less subpar, as opposed to if you went with a printing company. Like, the reason why I purchased that is that so I can put the I don't have one of my products around here, so that you can put the rear labels on the back. I did it so I can put the rear labels on the back of cans and put expiration dates. Oh, thank you. So like this guy right here. So that's what I'm using that label printer for, so I can put those on there. So let's see here. So after you have decided what kind of, if you're going to hire somebody or do it yourself, before you send, if you're designing this yourself, this is just a note for the people that are designing it themselves. If you're going to design a file by yourself and you're sending it off, and it's your first run with a printing company, I highly, highly recommend paying a little bit extra for a printed proof before you have them pump out 5,000 labels. So they can send you a PDF proof that you can see on your computer, but the colors always turn out different. Like, it's always going to be different when it's printed and it's in your hands. And I wasted quite a bit of money with that mistake, trusting a PDF file versus just pulling up, having a printed proof sent to me. So one thing is, so you want to make sure that you get printed proofs. The other thing is, like, triple check everything, like your font sizes that you have on there, the location of certain aspects. Like, something that I ran into is on these wrap labels here. You see how I have the UPC code on here. Well, there's a certain amount of overlap where the label wraps around and then it comes back and it overlaps right here. So I sent off a batch. It was like for 8 different, products that I was selling. And one of them, I had the UPC code too far over, so that when I wrapped the label, it was covering up half the UPC code. Well, now I have to go back and I have to order labels for wrap labels. And because I'm not ordering, 30,000 labels on that run, because I'm just trying to do one product, well, now the cost per label, doubles, if not triples, because I'm not ordering as many. So you definitely want to, double and triple check all of the locations of all your elements, the font sizes, and all that jazz. Let's see here. And then, the last thing that I covered was how are you going to apply, like, so for us, when we do our top labels and our bottom labels and how we were doing our wrap labels, it was just with a hand applicator. And there's several that you can find online. It's basically, it has like a pin that you put through and you hang your labels on it and you just pull it through this little thingy-bobber and it pops the label off and you can, hand applicate. Or you can get into looking at like label applicators. Getting into like an auto label or a semi-auto labeler, it's a pretty significant expense. So if you're starting a new, company and you're trying to bootstrap, hand application is definitely the best. If you're selling, thousands and thousands of products, then buying an auto labeler will save you a tremendous amount of time. So we've been doing these wrap labels by hand for like 3 years now, and we just got an auto labeler for just the wrap labels. That's it. And it has already saved us in a tremendous amount of time. So that's the breakdown on any labeling. If you guys have a question, please drop it in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer any questions that you have. And then if you appreciate this video, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for more great content about trying to bootstrap a manufacturing or e-commerce business.